guys, welcome back. Super glad that you guys joined me, and obviously by the title, you know what chapter we're on. Sorry, I'm making sure real quick that... Alright, we are on chapter 24, Jace's perspective, starting on page 196, and let's just get right into it. Pretty much, they just went and took a nap. It was literally just a conversation in Jace's room. I do want to apologize for the sounds and neighbors. Currently in a campground, so anyway, this chapter is like very short. Okay, actually, never mind. It's like short, but not short. It's so deep. Anyway, let's just get right into this. Jace. When I finally make it backstage, I'm swarmed by the stage crew. The rest of the band is already on stage waiting for me. And the crew buzzes around frantically speed-talking through the last-minute prep. I was planning on actually being on time for once, but I couldn't bring myself to leave Allie. Usually concerts turn me into a ball of energy and nerves, and I'm always anxious to jump on stage, but I would have preferred to spend this evening with Allie, who was peacefully dozing by the time I left. The stage crew is officially freaking out as they recite instructions I already know by heart. Once I have all my mics set up and my guitar in hand, they all stop panicking and direct me toward the stage. Tony is waiting for me by the steps. He rushes forward and grabs my shoulders in a vice-like grip, and I quickly shrug his hands off, shooting him an impatient glare. He pins me with a similar expression, but lowers his hands to his side. You were 48 minutes late, he snaps. Tony gestures toward the front of the stage where the rest of the band waits with all of our equipment. Killer catches sight of me and waves. I don't wave back. I got sidetracked, I say, and start making my way toward the stage. Tony walks beside me with his footsteps heavier than usual. Jace, you can't be late to your own concert. I always am. Yeah, by 5 or 10 minutes. This is different. You keep fans waiting for almost an hour. I'm totally gonna make his voice like that. For an hour. People are getting restless, and it's your fault. Some people have already left. No, okay, let me do that again. That's not that voice. Yeah, 5 or 10 minutes. This is different. You kept fans waiting for almost an hour. People are getting restless, and it's your fault. Some people have already left. Then they're not true fans, and I don't need them. I jogged toward the steps leading to the stage. Before I can reach them, Tony grabs my arm and yanks on it, stopping me. I curse and whirl toward him, my fist automatically clenching. He backs away a step, but his tone is sharp as he says, "Those people out there are your livelihood, and not just yours, but all of ours. Don't screw things up." I won't. You already are. You haven't been acting like yourself lately, Jace. Something's off, and I want to know what. Nothing. Everything's fine. The manager of the studio called to complain that you left early yesterday. He said you were rude to fans, which doesn't surprise me, but he also said you ignored them. Since when do you ignore people? And then there's the poor deaf girl you flipped off the other day. The poor deaf girl. I flinch at the memory. Flipping off Allie definitely qualifies me for the Butthole of the Year award. If I had just known what she really was like. No, that's not an excuse. I never should have treated her that way. Period. Okay, no one deserves to be treated rudely, honestly. Even if you get on someone else's nerves, you still don't deserve to be treated like crap. Tony doesn't seem to notice that I haven't given a response and continues his rant. That, plus you've been holed up in your RV all the time, and you're acting all secretive. He steps toward me until his face is right in mine, and says in a softer voice, "If you're hooked on something, let me help. Please." What the heck? He thinks I'm on drugs? Me? I shake my head, unable to form any words, and I'm kind of glad I can't. I just say something I'd regret, but does Tony really think I'd follow in the footsteps of my dad? Tony knows I'm far from angelic, but I thought he'd believe, but I thought he also believed I'm not a monster. Oh, my back needed to crack. Tony takes my silence as an answer, the wrong type, of course. He looks down and shakes his head, and for some reason that hurts, even as he glances back up and forces a small smile. The pain stays. I've obviously disappointed him, and, dang it, I didn't want to disappoint him. For once in my life, I want someone to be proud of me. I want for them to tell me that I'm a good guy, that I do right thing, that I do the right things, that I deserve Allie. Tony pushes his eyes back into place and puts on his usual business-like expression. Well, we'll talk later, okay? For now, you've got a show to put on. I nod tightly and walk up the steps to the darkened stage, stomping a little harder than I need to. At the sound of my footsteps, Arrow turns and shoots me a glare, but I pick up on the concerned edge to his expression, which is the only reason I don't explode right then and there. John raises his eyebrows at me from behind his set and he mouths, "It's about Tom." I'm totally going southern with his voice. That's why I switched Tony's, because I forgot. I flip him off and stride over to the microphone at the center of the stage. Usually this is the part where my adrenaline takes over and everything hazes out into the blur of raw energy and music and applause. Today is different. My thoughts are still back in the RV and concentrated on Allie. That's where I want to be, relaxing alone with her, not putting on a show for strangers. But I'm here, and there's not much I can do to change that. I'm about to cue the beginning of the show when Killer jumps up from behind his keyboard and rushes over to me in an anxious look on his face. I open my mouth to tell him to mind his own business, but he cuts me off by whispering, "Is Allie okay? You look worried." I try not to show my shock. He seems genuinely concerned about her, and in any other situation I probably would have thanked him, but I give him a warning glare, nodding to a small mic clipped to his shirt. He taps it and shakes his head. "It's off." Letting out a long breath, I quickly double-check that my mic is off and murmur, "She's fine. Thanks for asking." His usual grin springs back onto his lips. "Great, and yeah, no problem." With that, he runs back to his keyboard, but not before stopping to give Arrow a kiss on the cheek. Arrow playfully swats at him and accidentally smacks his butt, which results in Killer laughing and tackle hugging his boyfriend. I'm sorry, I can just picture that whole scene. Okay, I don't know about you guys, I just want to stop, but for a second, if you guys have ever seen Julie and the Phantoms, I kind of think of I don't think of Boo Sore in this situation as Arrow, but I do think of Killer as the other gay guy in that show. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad that I can't remember his name. Alex, I think it is. I think his name's Alex. Because it's Luke, Alex. I know their real names. I know their actual names, but not. Okay, anyway, that's sad that I don't remember. Slaps his butt. I can't. That's just so funny. I hold my hand up briefly, giving the cue for the show to begin. The main lights come on, fully illuminating the stage, revealing us to hundreds of waiting tone-deaf fans. They scream in excitement and only grow louder as Killer throws his arms around Arrow's neck and kisses him fully on the lips. Applause and whistling breaks out, and Killer finally pulls away, laughing from excitement and adrenaline. Arrow grins like a maniac, and I roll my eyes at them, shooting Killer an exasperated look. They're so cute. "All right, all right, all right," he mouths to me. As Killer retreats back to his keyboard, the crowd slowly quiets. I switch on my mic and plaster a smile on my face, but it doesn't feel right. I've always felt happiest on stage, having hundreds of people watching me and knowing they're here for my music. But now I'd rather be with Allie. She might not be able to fully appreciate my music the way others do, but she appreciates me. I'd always thought that those were the same thing, but as I fight off the longing to ditch the concert and spend the evening with Allie, I realize how much more precious her offering is. See, she loves him for him. And these people, as much as they can love his music, they will never really know him. Just saying. It's just different. I force a deep breath, exhaling it slowly so it doesn't cause static in the mic. Then I force my smile to grow and look up at the crowd in front of me. "Good evening, ladies and gents," I call out. There's a resounding response as the crowd breaks out in cheering and screaming. I strum my guitar, effectively quieting them. "My name is Jace Beckett. My band is tone deaf, and tonight we'll be performing just for you." The crowd erupts in excited applause, and my smile feels a little less fake as the sound washes over me. My heart starts pounding just like it always does during a performance. An adrenaline spreads through my body. I strum my guitar again and then pick delicately at the strings, sending music surging out the stereo system. It surrounds me, fills me, envelops me. Just like that, the music and I are one, and the show begins. That is the end of chapter 24. We ended on page 201, so we'll be picking up on 202. Chapter 25, Alice's Perspective. So thank you guys again for joining me. I hope you guys are enjoying this book as much as I am. And I will see you guys next time, either for the next chapter or the next chapter of another book or just the story of another book. Because I've got like kids' books out there, and you're probably older if you're listening to this. So yeah, it's cold out here. I got that nice dress going on with my blanket. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye for now.